And we are live. Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I am your host, Neil Johnson. I am excited to be with you and share some great news. I'm telling you what, there is great news out there, believe it or not. Now, I think the New World Order is falling apart. I think they're making a series of missteps, and you're going to see all that here. Also, things are coming out in the open that they wanted kept in the New World Order is falling apart. Even though it was always there, missteps, it's coming to light. See all that here. Also, because things are coming out being found out because of how far they have pushed certain things, people. This is, it really is. There's a lot of great news in this report I want to share with you. Before I get into the news, and I've got really exciting news on what's taking place here in the U.S., as well as in the world, but I want to focus a little bit more on the U.S. today, and I'm going to pull up these numbers I have here. I've got some great numbers right here, but as well as in the world, but I want to focus you're echoing. Wait. Somebody said I'm echoing. Hold on. There. Is that stop the echo? Let's get this fixed real quick. I'm not on two mics. I'm only on one. But you let's see. I'm so excited, but are we fixed? I've got the same setup I always have. Somebody said yes. Okay, super. Thank you. I think it was because I just had my Safari window minimized. Apologize about that, but anyways, we should be good to go now. Hey, real quickly, as I'm getting into this, here it is. Look at this travel pill. Do you see how small this gets? How nice and compact? You guys need these. Especially like I always talk about it for elk hunting in the Boundary Waters, and then look, there it is. And it's got that, okay? You can get it in lumberjack plaid right there. Get yourself a pet bed. Those pet beds, your dog will thank you, okay? All right, good. I'm just seeing that all the echo stop for everybody. That's really good. So yeah, go to mypillow.com. Promo code lumberjack will save you up to 66%. And my favorite products still are their sheets. Those Giza sheets, I can't stop. They are so comfortable. They're so nice. Anyways, you'll love them. So, but as we get into the news here, I'm going to just start with some really, really good report here. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. This is off here. You guys are on Telegram. This Maximus Forever. He does a lot of following polls, and I know a lot of people think they're all BS, but not all of them are. And I want to give you a couple really big news pieces. This is huge. A state judge has thrown out Maryland's gerrymandered map because it favored Democrats, sending Maryland Dems crazy. Now, here's what's interesting. You guys know Maryland's deep blue, right? I mean, this is like a blue state, but the map would have changed Maryland from 7-1 Democrat to Republican split to 8-0 Democrat Republican. You people getting this? I mean, the only Republican seat in the whole state, and the gerrymander map would have gotten rid of it. The judge noted that 35% of Maryland registered voters are Republican and therefore need more representation. By the way, Biden isn't even going to be able to carry Maryland. Mark my words. Take that to the bank. Write it down right now. I just predicted it. If Biden runs, that's a big if, in 2024, he cannot carry that state, even with everything they got going on. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, the decision will be appealed, but the state Supreme Court leans Republicans. Okay, that's huge. That's huge news. Now, do you guys realize, looking at the Real Clear Politics averages right now, that President Trump is the most popular political figure in America? I kid you not. Here, I should throw on my mic or my earphones so I can hear myself better, make sure there's no echo or feedback. So that's why I missed that echo. I'm sorry. There. That's better. Now I'll be able to hear if there's an issue. I tell you. Okay. There. Let me just turn up my volume here. Okay, got it. Now, listen to this. Now, this is per Political Morning Consult. Now, this isn't the averages, but I just want to give you this. Per Political Morning Consult polling, Trump 47, Biden 43 in a head-to-head matchup. And again, I want to remind you people, because I know the problems that occurred, but I just want you to know that in all polling, even in the ones that I trust, Trafalgar and those that actually do a good job, President Trump never led national popular poll. Not one. Not one. I followed them all. I know the left-leaning ones. I know the ones that are pretty accurate. Never in the popular vote. Now, I will state that he did in the more correct polls. He was winning Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Georgia, and so on. So I mean, that's for a whole other thing. By the way, I'm trying something new here. I'm running this on my 2 YouTube channels and also on Rumble. So I'm curious to see how this goes today. All right. So only 27% of Democrats want Biden to run again. You know, and just in GOP primary, Trump is still beating DeSantis handily. Now, I want to get there. Okay, so here, check this out. In an average of the favorables, I just kind of mentioned this, but just to give you, President Trump is the most popular politician in America. You guys understand what a big, remember he was always, people viewed him as so negative and so on and so forth. So I just want to give you that good news before I get into all this other stuff, because I know the world's troubling. Okay. Project Veritas is on Viva Fry today. Look at that. Ashley Biden's diary. I thought the diary wasn't real before it was real, obviously confirmed by the FBI raiding Project Veritas's home. Although they're not concerned about what's in the diary, only that the diary is out there. Hey, if you would, please smash that like and chat it in with where you are from. You people are awesome. I thank you. I'm going to run through a series of little news pieces that I've gathered over the last week that I think are pertinent, important, and I want you guys to focus on. The stream will seem a little disjointed. I'll be honest, it's tough to change back and forth in the screen share and StreamYard, so I am just going to roll, and then it's going to all pull together, but just here we go. Scott Dworkin said, if you knowingly disseminated fake intel on Hunter Biden, you interfered with an election and should hire a lawyer. That was on 10/29/20. 3/19/22, of course. Now the New York Times finally admits. Now, we knew it was proven right all along, okay? That's not the point. No. I want you to look at what happened here. I want you to read Scott Dworkin's message. You interfered with an election and should hire a lawyer. Now, people, we all know that there were numerous cases, okay, brought up by, the Dirty Onion Company and how they were going to sue all these people, whether it was Powell or Giuliani or all these people, right? And they were going to go sue. And so what they do is they use lawfare, but they never complete it because it's simply a scare tactic. So they run around using scare tactics of the law, which they can enforce because they can't win in court, because they don't have the truth on their side. So I just want you to pick up on that. I mean, I think you guys are smart enough to pick up on that, but I just pay attention to this, because this is what they always do. They will lead by threatening lawfare, and then they drop it because they know it's unwinnable. All right, now on to the next. I love this. I am old enough to remember when Rudy Giuliani was called crazy for bringing up Burisma on Hunter's laptop. Do you guys remember that? You got to remember what they said at the time, because they want you to forget. All right. We'll keep rolling on here. Here. I do not stand with Russia. I do not stand with Ukraine. I do not stand with NATO. I've said this constantly, but somebody put this in a great meme. I do not stand with the UN. I stand with the people in each country who are held hostage by governments, excuse me, that start wars, destroy lives and economies, subjugate our lives. If they are so hungry for war, you know what they should do? Go off and fight it. Nothing is stopping Biden from running over to Ukraine and joining the lines. Nothing. Okay. He's certainly no more important than anyone else. One could argue even maybe less. I want you to check this out. I got this off Gab. This is so good. Republican, quote unquote, U.S. Senator using his verified account to call for censorship on a free speech platform and promoting a debunked lie to advance his attack. The uniparty swamp is real, folks. This was from Rick Scott. No company should be broadcasting Russian state-backed propaganda. Putin and his thugs are violating the sovereignty of a free nation and committing a blatant act of war against Ukraine. At Rumble Video should immediately sever all ties with Russia now. This is our quote-unquote Republican senator out of Florida. By the way, Catfish Chucky had made a great comment I want to mention. Make sure, get out there and vote. I am really serious about this. Anybody who in my comments, and I tell Catfish this, I tell Collie this, take and just anybody who wants to say don't vote in the election, just get them out, boot them out of the chat. It's the I figure at that point they are state activists, trolls, that type of thing, because you need to get out and vote like you've never voted before. Okay, for multiple reasons, which I have covered ad nauseum on my Locals and Rumble channels. Okay, so let's see. On to that one we've already covered. I want you to look at this. This was from a couple days ago. This is off Real Clear Politics. This is their Russia-Ukraine war. Now, I want you to piece these together. Russia regroups for assault on Kiev as it tightens grip on Mariupol. Zelensky calls for meaningful talks. Chinese official calls sanctions in Russia increasingly outrageous. India explores rupee-ruble exchange scheme to beat sanctions. And then this tracking invasions. Watch the first four, though. Russia regroups. Zelensky is now calling for meaningful talks. Chinese official calls sanctions on Russia increasingly outrageous. So again, we're seeing the alignment of Russia, China, India, because now India explores the rupee-ruble exchange, which could end the petrodollar. All right. Now, but there's multiple schools of thought, and I have a banker friend. He owns a fairly large banking operation. We are going to get into a conversation. I have had him on before. If you want to see him, I've got his stuff over on my Neil of the North channel where we talked about prepping and stuff, but we're going to actually go into, world economic, the dollar. By the way, interest rates have doubled in the last week on home loans. If you don't think that's going to affect home prices, you're nuts. Check this out. They're still doing it over on Facebook. Even if you feel well, people, you need to take this darn thing. Just really. Okay. Now, this is such a great point. I want you to catch this. If it's unclear what a woman is, because you guys saw the Supreme Court hearing, she can't answer what a woman is. She's not a biologist. I don't know. It appears to me that anybody can figure it out. Body parts and all. Okay. How does Biden know he's nominated one? I've got a great piece on this too. We're gonna run over to a couple articles. All right. Let's see. Russia, listen to this. This is from Disclosed TV. Russia Today and Sputnik will not be banned in Switzerland. The Swiss Federal Council says it's more effective to counter untrue and harmful statements with facts instead of banning them in a press release. We have a First Amendment here in America, okay? A First Amendment. We just saw that a Republican Senator, Rick Scott out of Florida, was calling for censorship, okay? And over in Switzerland, they say, and this is true, it is more effective to counter untrue and harmful statements with facts instead of banning them. Okay, if you need to ban the speech of everyone who's opposed to you, and people will say, because I've heard this, right? They say, oh, well, what about you saying, people shouldn't vote? Look, this is a channel. This is a group. We are focused on citizen action. If you want to go find that, it's all over here on YouTube or anywhere else. I'm a channel, not a platform. Okay, that's it. And I'm not down with the whole censorship thing. We are here as a collective action force. Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you. I just a great comment. Where was it? Right here. Bam. 2016. Yes. And again, I can't cover all my analysis on that over here, but I just go on. Austria, by the way, check this out. Austria to reintroduce mandatory mandates in most indoor settings starting next week, just 2 weeks after the requirement was abolished. That's the shifting sands, my friends. Okay, so I've got a video by this guy, Jens Stoltenberg. Okay, and he is the Secretary General for NATO. Okay, but look at his other. Okay, I follow this guy just so you guys know. See, look down here in this right hand corner, Chief Nerd. Great follow on Telegram. Okay, look at right there. Follow that guy. You'll get some great news reporting on there. Okay. So that's this guy. I'm going to share something. I shared a video by Christian Tres. Is my thing wigging out again? Okay. All right. And she said, you can't come to teach democracy lessons to Putin from the European Parliament when you trample with horse hooves on your own citizens who are demanding that their fundamental rights be respected. I'm going to share a video from her. Okay. So let me just find that. And you're going to love it because she is absolutely fantastic. I need to remove this. And then I'm going to share this.
Based on Article 195. Out that it would have been more appropriate for Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, to address this House according to Article 144, an article which was specifically designed to debate violations of human rights, democracy and the rule of law, which is clearly the case with Mr. Trudeau. Then again, a Prime Minister who openly admires the Chinese basic dictatorship, who tramples on fundamental rights by persecuting and criminalizing his own citizens as terrorists just because they dared to stand up to his perverted concept of democracy, should not be allowed to speak in this House at all. Mr. Trudeau, you are a disgrace for any democracy. Please spare us your presence. Thank you.
Okay, now I like watching too the reactions there. Okay, so you start out with kind of some of these mild boos and ooh, right kind of stuff, and then it changes. Okay, she gets claps at the ends, so you can see, and you have to understand the New World Order is entrenched over in Europe. So you look there. Okay, you're going to notice a couple things. One, they're all like this. Okay, they cannot let that go. But this lady is so awesome. She has made so many great speeches over there. I just wanted to share that with you, and I'm going to share with you the character Stoltenberg, who I just shared up there. And I want you to catch something very important here. Where I'll stop this for a little bit of commentary, okay? And please do smash that like if you would, and keep chatting. And here we go. Watch this guy.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. Congratulations on your annual extension.
Yes, congratulations on your annual inspection, Mr. Secretary General. I'm going to throw you some softball questions now.
You said in the statement that allies agreed to enhance preparedness and readiness for chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. Is that based on credible intelligence that those threats could be imminent? And how does the alliance strengthen its protection against those threats? Thank you.
So we are concerned, partly because we see the rhetoric and we see that Russia is trying to create some kind of pretext accusing Ukraine, United States, NATO allies for preparing to use chemical and biological weapons. And we have seen before that this way of accusing others is actually a way to create a pretext for do the same themselves. And of course, the accusations against Ukraine and NATO allies are absolutely false. Allies agreed to supply equipment to help Ukraine protect against chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats. This could include...
Okay, hold on. You say you guys can't hear this? This should be... Is everybody not hearing this? This is important because you just heard the other one, and this is just shared from my video. And I'm only seeing that from 2 people. Can everybody hear this video? This is important. Need an answer on that. I saw somebody just share. Thank you for sharing mypillow.com. Let's see. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for that super sticker. No live chat. I can. It's shot. Yes, I hear. Okay, see, I hear. I want to go back. I'm going to just go back here for people who couldn't hear.
Credible intelligence that those threats could be imminent.
No, watch it.
How does the
no, stop it for comment.
Its protection against those threats. Thank you.
So we are concerned, partly because we see the rhetoric and we see that Russia is trying to create some kind of pretext accusing Ukraine, United States, NATO allies for preparing to use chemical and biological weapons. And we have seen before that this way of accusing others is actually a way to create a pretext for do the same.
Bam! Did you guys catch that? Okay. He is saying that Russia accusing others is a pretext for doing the same. What have I told you consistently over the last year and a half? What do Democrats always do? They project. I'm not saying that Putin wouldn't do that, but I am saying that the very thing that these New World Order people see, because what they do is they project upon everyone else what it is they're going to do. Then they say when they do it, that it is not a big deal. Thank you so much, Tree Climber. The salt must flow. The salt must flow. But you need to understand these people are absolutely political animals, and politics ruins everything because all politics is the constant struggle for control. Okay. What doesn't ruin everything is freedom and free enterprise. And that's what we need to be about. See, because politicians here aren't supposed to be political. They are supposed to be servants. They are supposed to simply serve the needs of the people and protect our God-given rights, not take them away, not give us our rights, because our rights are given to us by God in heaven above. They have no right to deny our rights. They have no right to take our rights away, and they have no right to give us rights because they're not their rights to give to us. It is our rights. Okay? It's freaking nuts. Okay? Politicians and politics ruin everything. Freedom and free enterprise. Free enterprise is the simple act of commerce, or capitalism as they call it. But it's more than that, because it is freedom in your enterprise. Think about the words. It is the ability to enterprise freely, to engage in enterprise, whatever it is you want to do. If that's start a YouTube channel, freedom in that enterprise. Okay. If it's to go out and buy some Suburbans and, fix them up like I'm doing, that is your enterprise. That is freedom. If it's to be a photographer and go out and sell your wares in any city you choose, that is free enterprise. It is the freedom to be enterprising. Okay. So politics is ridiculous. And I'm going to show you how opposed to free enterprise they are as you watch this next little clip.
Heard today, the Commission is considering proposing rules to enhance and standardize climate disclosure.
Now, I want you to look at a couple things. This is from the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission. It is so good to see Trip Ives on. Trip, I haven't seen you on in a little while. It is so good to see you. But Trip would understand this with his background. But I'm going to just restart this. Securities and Exchange Commission, I want you to watch her face. Okay, look at all of these jokers. Don't just listen to their words. Watch their faces if you're in front of video. If you're driving your car listening to this, please do not try and watch their faces. All right, here we go.
As you've heard, today the Commission is considering proposing rules to enhance and standardize climate disclosure. These proposals would require public companies to provide, in their registration statements and annual reports, certain information on risks that climate poses to short, medium, and long-term financial performance, and on steps the company plans to take to mitigate this risk, such as an internal carbon price, if there is one, scenario analysis, if the company does it, transition plans, if the company has them, or targets, if the company has set them. Public companies would also disclose governance around climate issues. Besides the disclosures on risk and on the company's response, the proposed rules would require disclosure on current financial impacts and on financial expenditures due to climate-related events and transition activities. Finally, the rule would require disclosure about the carbon footprint through Scopes 1 and 2 GHG emissions and Scope 3, if Scope 3 emissions are material or used as part of a climate-related target or goal.
Yeah, were you guys watching their face? See, they're so excited about this. It is not about, it's about controlling people. It's about controlling the global economy. It is about bankrupting the middle class, making every good you buy more expensive because they're not doing enough already through sanctions and inflation. Okay, seriously. We're going to make you disclose, and then you're going to have to pay back, and you have to credit and tax and everything. It's like, come on, okay? This is what this is all about. I hope everybody catches it. And just to further exacerbate, and many of you have probably seen this video, but it pays to watch it again, and it's only 30 seconds long. So check this out. This is our And what do we call him? I don't want to. Our occupier. Here we go.
We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos.
Okay, it's going to get better here, but I want you to think about that. We have a liberal world order. I want you to think in terms of the word liberal and what it really means. It's actually a good word. That's why they're trying to own it. But what he is saying is their version, which is a leftist world order. Okay, watch the language.
And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it. And we've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it. So anyway.
See, that's how it is, folks. They're not even quiet about it anymore. They're not even quiet. Okay. And then every once in a while, Bernie Sanders hits a truth. And I want to share that with you. I did share the link, lumberjacklogicshow.com. Check this out, too. You can get the brand. Yeah. Got to get yourself some merch. By the way, I went on George's show, he was over on Rumble, and he's like, Neil, you got to come on my show. I got to have you on my show. I got something really exciting. Got a surprise for you. I didn't know what it was about. And then he starts the show. Yes, this is George. Welcome to the Lumberjack Logic Show. He had ordered a shirt. He's so funny, man. Oh gosh. Anyhow, so I'm going to share this by Bernie. He actually hits on a truth here. I'm not trying to promote Bernie Sanders. That's not it. Give me a break. I would never do that. But I will say this much. They cheated Bernie, to give Hillary the nod. You guys all know that, right? So here we go.
Economic reality taking place in our country. We don't talk about it enough. We should. And that is that the people on top, the very wealthiest people in our country, are doing phenomenally well, and in fact have never had it so good. Today in America, we have more income and wealth inequality than ever before. We talk a lot about Russian oligarchy, and that is certainly true. But anybody who thinks that we don't have an oligarchy in this country is surely mistaken. In our country today, we have 2 people who own more wealth than the bottom 40% of the American population, and the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom.
So what he's talking about is tech oligarchs there, okay? That's what we're talking about right now. And Bernie is correct. 2 individuals, it is unbelievable. And this oligarchy, but the very thing that Bernie is protesting against, his policies have helped create. You guys all realize that, right? They always talk about this stuff, but that's why I wanted to share that clip with you. Because although he hits on a truth, his policies and the policies of the leftists right now are helping create the very things that he's railing against. He would have been a much better candidate than Hillary, though, for the Democrats. I will say that much as well. But which one do I want to go to next year? Here, Trump. Trump said something the other day. He was talking. He got questioned on Glenn Beck about Kim Jong-un, and he said, "Oh yeah, Kim's having fun." So I want to share this video with you. Those on Rumble have already seen it because I used it as the placeholder video. But check this out. This is Kim Jong-un. Can you even imagine this happening during Trump's presidency? He made this video like a movie trailer about his ICBM launch. Watch this. I'm going to shut the music off because Lord knows probably be some copyright type of thing. But so, he's just going and they're just so cool, right? And then they just like movie trailer over this. Oh, look at our new ICBM. Oh, countdown to launch time. Oh, yes, we have the power. That's what this is. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this. Oh, I'm bad to the bone. I'm Kim Jong-un. He would not be acting this way if Trump was there, and so Kim's just out there, he's just having fun now on the regime's watch. Okay. Look at this. Hey, somebody, I lost hours. I used to volunteer. So glad I woke up. Thank you for that comment, Allison. Praise God you woke up. Okay. Even a blind squirrel. No, the thing is, it's like, you can point out the truth, right? The statistics, but he's got no solutions to it because his solutions are to usher in the very new world order that creates more of this crap and allows people to live in their elite class. Okay. And anyhow, I could go on about that, but I don't want to get too sidetracked on that. I want to share this with you. Here we go.
This is former Trump 2016 foreign policy advisor and Newsmax contributor, George Papadopoulos. George, great to see you.
Thanks a lot for having me, John. You too.
So what do you think about this lawsuit?
I think if you're Hillary Clinton, the Democratic Party, and their allies in the mainstream media that really helped fabricate probably one of the biggest scandals in modern American history, then panic is really beginning to settle in. I think we have to look at the big picture of what Donald Trump is really trying to showcase to the world here is not only that he was illegally targeted, but that there never was an effort to investigate President Trump and his campaign. This effort was to plant dirty evidence against President Trump and his team in order to fabricate a scenario that let the American people believe, I should say, that the candidate and then the president was some sort of Russian stooge that deserved to not only be impeached, but likely indicted for some sort of fake crime regarding Russia. If you remember, that's what the mainstream media was really trying to push for so many years. So, of course, Donald Trump decided that enough of going on defense, it's time to go on offense. We have a massive criminal investigation ongoing simultaneously by John Durham, which has already resulted in various indictments.
And we'll get to that in a second, George. But I want to talk about that in a second. But what you're describing here.
Okay, so this is big. Now, there's a couple things in regards to this, and I'm going to actually pull this out. We'll come back to this. No, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to stop the screen share, and then I'm going to share something else with you folks that you're going to find really share screen. We're going to go to here we go. Okay, this will have, because I follow it over here. Okay, I want you to listen to this. Okay, now I did go to CNN for a reason. Okay, I'm not trying to give more clicks. I want you to, hear the humor. Trump sues Hillary Clinton, DNC, and others alleging conspiracy to link his campaign to Russia. There's nothing to allege. It's been proven they tried to link. I just want to point this out because this is what your lefty friends, they still read this stuff and take it seriously. It's okay to read it because you need to understand and comment on the silliness of this. Alleging conspiracy? There's no alleging here. Former President Donald Trump filed a sprawling federal lawsuit on Thursday against Hillary Clinton, DNC, and 26 other people and entities that he claims conspired to undermine his 2016 campaign by falsely tying him to Russia. The lawsuit names a wide cast of characters that Trump has accused for years of orchestrating a deep state conspiracy against him, including former FBI Director James Comey and other FBI officials, the retired British spy Christopher Steele and his associates, and a handful of Clinton campaign advisors. Under the guise of opposition research, data analytics, and other political stratagems, the defendants nefariously sought to sway the public's trust, the lawsuit says. That is all true. Filed in federal court in Florida, they worked together with a single self-serving purpose to vilify Donald J. Trump. Over 108 pages, the lawsuit rails against many of Trump's political opponents and highlights the grievances that he has complained about for years. It claims Democrats and government officials perpetrated a grab bag of offenses from racketeering, conspiracy to malicious prosecution, computer fraud, and theft of secret internet data. Absolutely 100% true. The suit also claims some factual inaccuracies and some of the same grandiose or exaggerated false claims that Trump has made dozens of times. Yes, grandiose, okay. The civil suit alleges that Clinton and top Democrats hired lawyers and researchers to fabricate information tying Trump to Russia. That's been proven, the Steele dossier, okay? That's been proven, okay, through these recent indictments and everything else. I mean, all the evidence is on the table. They did abuse their power. John Podesta, the chairman of Clinton's 2016 campaign and one of the lawsuit's defendants, tweeted that part of the suit might be a hoot. Yeah, John, it's not going to be a hoot for you, buddy. Do you think Trump filed this case in hope of calling Vladimir Putin as a character witness? Trump deposition ought to be a hoot, Podesta wrote. Okay, obviously not. I think actually what this relates to, and I want to just give a little offside commentary here on this. I'm going to just remove this for a sec, is by him filing lawsuit, it allows every alternate media platform the ability to cover this more effectively and also shield themselves from the fake lawsuits that they're always propagating and perpetrating, because now we are covering a lawsuit. Do you guys get that? Do you understand where that goes? Because just like with Rittenhouse and all these others, when Finger, right, runs around as a prosecutorial debt, he's not going to be, and he was a complete nut job, okay, but they can't, he has a lot of freedom there, okay? There's so much good news that I could literally see things turning around. Anyways, that's a whole other topic. But I wanted to cover that with you. I think that's part of the main reason behind that. By the way, look at this. They put me behind a paywall on the Washington Post. Like I would ever give Jeff Bezos money. No, sorry, not going to happen. But I want you to see the headline. Top Russian military officials decline calls from U.S. prompting fears of sleepwalking into war. Lack of communication leaves the world's two largest nuclear powers in the dark about explanations for military movement from senior officials. Can you imagine Russia denying Trump officials calls during that time? No, because they took him seriously. They don't take Biden seriously. There's nothing serious about him, okay, except he's a serious fraud, all right? Then I'm going to go to here and share this with you, because I think this is very important as we look at the free speech. By the way, when you look at Twitter doing this now, Tucker Carlson has 5.3 million followers, as you can see right here. Okay, they're already off 50% in the last year. Just imagine how much worse it's going to get for Twitter as they continue to try and silence people. Now, what's interesting about this is they didn't take down the tweet. They could do that. It's the flip of a switch. Just remember this. They are looking for compliance. This is where this gets so interesting. They're trying to say, oh, Russia, 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 when they are actually using these very Gestapo-like or communist-like tactics, okay? Twitter's no tolerance policy on tweets describing Rachel Levine as a man quickly thinning the herd of leading conservative accounts. Fox News said Thursday that host Tucker Carlson has no plans to delete a recent post identifying the transgender Biden administration official as male, meaning that his @TuckerCarlson account of 5.3 million followers remain locked under Twitter's policy against hateful conduct. How many more people is this going to drive to Getter? How many more people is this going to drive to Gab? How much more market share is Twitter going to lose? I started a Getter account. I had a Twitter account, just quick aside, back in like 2009, just because I wrote a book. And so anyways, I started this Twitter account. I didn't really use it, still don't use it, but I do post them. I'll post links to the videos over there so people on Twitter can see them. But I just don't engage a lot on Twitter. Getter, which I started just like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I don't know. The time kind of gets lost. But not that long ago, I set up a Getter account finally. And I have probably 3 times the number of people subscribed to Getter already as I do Twitter. By the way, all the links to follow me on all the different social media channels are down below in the description, okay? So you just go to the description, you click that little arrow, and it'll open up that whole description. You can see all my links for all my backups, my Rumble, my locals, everything, okay? But we can confirm to the Washington Times that Tucker is not planning to delete anything, said a Fox spokesperson in an email. In doing so, Mr. Carlson joined the Babylon Bee and Turning Point USA CEO Charlie Kirk in putting at risk their popular right-tilting accounts by drawing a line in the sand on the rule against referring to these individuals by biology. It's crazy. Mr. Carlson had posted screenshots Tuesday of the Babylon Bee and Kirk's tweets that landed them in Twitter jail. Okay. 54 years of his life as a man, while the Bee's satirical post declared Man of the Year. So, just basic satire. Okay. It's ridiculous. But I want to give you, on top of all that, a big win. Okay. Because you guys need this. From lifenews.com, a pro-life woman wins lawsuit after she was forced to pay dues to pro-labor union. Okay. A pro-life Tennessee worker won a settlement from the Laborers International Union of North America this month after she objected to paying dues because of the union's pro-abortion stance. Now, if you remember, this is what Scott Walker did in the state of Wisconsin with the education unions, because basically what they do is they take those union dues and then use that upon their members to foist all this leftist propaganda on them to ensure that then they get higher pay through utilizing money by giving it to, it is the ultimate form of round robin with the money. You know, the unions saying, oh, we need, yeah. And then the politicians saying, oh yeah, you need more of this. And so they just use that money and they keep it in their circle. Okay. The Clarksville Leaf Chronicle reports Dorothy Frame, a pro-life Catholic from Fort Campbell, sued the union in 2019 after her request for a religious exemption was refused. She recently reached a settlement in the case, and the union agreed to pay $10,000 and write a letter of apology, according to the report. 10 grand she got back from them. The beautiful thing about this is it sets precedent. If you're in a union and they constantly are supporting these leftist pro-abortion policies, now you can sue. You can get your money back. No American workers should have to pay tribute to a union they oppose just to keep their job, whether their objections are religious or otherwise, said Mark Mix, president of National Right to Work Foundation, which represents Frame in the case. So you guys can check more on that later if you want to. Okay. Oh, here, I'm going to remove that there from the stream. And then there's just a couple other things here I want to share with you. This is a good one. This was on Tucker the other night. Apparently,
voluble, and in the process,
but
politicians never paid attention to him. He's a citizen, but they were not that interested. So he decided.
Chime in if you've seen this, because this is hilarious. This guy, primetime number 99, Alex Stein. You can follow him on YouTube. Probably won't be there too long. So go watch some of his stuff. I mean, this guy's great. Watch this.
On a new approach. Alex Stein adopted the alter ego, primetime number 99, Alex Stein. He became a lot more voluble, and in the process showed us how unhinged our own leaders have become. Here, for example, is Alex Stein at a recent meeting of the Dallas City Council explaining why mandatory vaccinations are essential.
We got to mandate vaccines because right now I am losing housekeepers left and right because, listen, every time the service sends a housekeeper to my house and they test positive for coronavirus, I can't have them work around my kids. I have 2 trans kids in my house, both on puberty blockers, and you realize they are vulnerable. They're immunocompromised. We need more people vaccinated.
They thought that was real. Probably a compelling argument, actually. Then Stein went to Richardson, Texas, and tried to convince the city council to start World War III. Watch.
I'm a sergeant in the Ukrainian Foreign Legion, and I'm here today to recruit some of you to go fight in the war in World War III. When you join Ukraine's Foreign Legion, we're going to train you. You don't even need any training. We're going to teach you. As a matter of fact, we'd prefer if you didn't have training because we don't want somebody that's all messed up. We want to teach you your gun skills. You are a coward, and I'm a hero. This is a hero. You would never know what it's like, Paul, to be like this. You will never know what it's like to be president. You will never know. And you will never fight. And you will be on the wrong side of history. And all you have to do is sign up for this form right now, and you can go fight.
Thank you for your public comments.
Thank you.
Your time is over.
You can watch a lot of those on YouTube. Spend an entire afternoon chuckling and learning. Alex Stein is the host of The Conspiracy Castle with number 99, Alex Stein, and we're happy to have him join us for the first time tonight. Alex Stein, it's great to meet you. How did you start doing this?
Tucker, man, it's such a pleasure. But let me tell you something, because we're under constant trauma-based mind control from the media. So what I did is I said, I'm not going to just lay down and let them control my life. So I said, I'm going to go start talking to these politicians. And I was dead serious at first. They disregarded me. When I said I didn't really think the lockdowns were effective, they didn't pay attention. So the crazier I got, I realized that's how you invoke a response. These people are what I call...
Okay, you guys get that? The crazier he got, that's how he invoked a response. I mean, he had to become unhinged like them to invoke a response. I mean, this stuff is awesome. But listen, he's got absolute... This is some of the best analysis you are going to hear when he talks about this mind control.
Non-playable characters in the video game of life. They don't want to interact with us. When they get elected, they think all of a sudden we work for them, and that's not the case. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to put a mirror up to the mainstream media and show what the narrative is and how idiotic it is. Because everything I say is just regurgitated from Brian Stelter or Don Lemon and some idiot at CNN. So it's really actually pretty easy doing what I do, Tucker.
Well, there's a lot to unpack, but I want to go back to the first sentence. What is trauma-based mind control?
Well, it's when you turn on CNN, every single second you're going to see a death scroll. They're going to try to scare you because that's how they control you. They want to keep us in what is called fight or flight. They want everybody scared out of their mind so they can't make a decision. They don't only want us to see 1 inch in front of our face so we can't see the big picture. Because what happens is we have what is called the Mockingbird media. They admit the CIA has liaisons in every single form of our entertainment, from the radio, television, news, and film. So you have a media that will say Hunter Biden's laptop is fake, yet they have to come out 6 months later and say, oh, no, that's real. And they're going to give us the crack pipe all day long. Yet on that same laptop, there's supposedly child pornography on it. And these people.
Okay, you guys catch that? See, they'll let you see this part, but they're not going to acknowledge the other part, because that would line up then with also Ashley Biden's diary. Are you guys with me? I mean, you guys see the control. And then he talks about the trauma-based mind control. That's exactly what they're doing, because then people get a little bit of their freedoms back and they get so excited. Okay. Antoine said something. I'll throw it up here. This guy's a great troller, measured up the left. So yeah, I mean, this is it. And I constantly keep saying this too, because they project on you what they are going to do. Okay. But
people don't care. Look at Ketanji Brown Jackson, who's about to be nominated to the Supreme Court. She's easy on child pornography. Do you think that's an accident, Tucker? None of this is done on accident. It is a purposeful destabilization of the middle class. And that's what I am. I'm a middle class person trying to save it. And I'm not here to virtue signal. I'm just saying I'm tired of being tinkled on and the government telling me it's raining.
Well, I agree with that. And you don't need to be a meteorologist to know when you're being tinkled on.
So really don't. No.
What's the response? You sort of have, as you watch the city council members, a little bit of contempt because they should know this is they're being played. But you also feel a little sorry for them because they're totally overwhelmed. Like, what do they say to you?
Well, that's the thing, is when you go to these meetings, Tucker, a lot of times people are nervous at the podium. I see people talking about how Child Protective Services took their kids, or their neighbor's house caught on fire and their house got burned up and nobody's helping them. So people are nervous. So what I try to do is I try to put the heat on them. I want to make the politicians nervous of what I'm going to do. And the reason why is you go out there and all day long the news is going to tell us about the border between Ukraine and Russia. But I'm in Dallas, Texas, and the border between Texas and Mexico right now is just being flooded with sex trafficking, with the Chinese fentanyl.
Amen. Amen. Okay. You know, we're supposed to worry about borders in Ukraine. We've got enough problems here. Okay. Did you see Biden supposedly slip when he talked to the airborne the other day about how, you know, you'll see when you get there? Yeah, no.
I've had friends and family die of. So the real war is right here in America, yet that this Biden administration wants to just confuse us and make us think that it's a valid excuse to go fight World War III, yet the military-industrial complex just lost a 20-year war in Afghanistan, and now they're chomping at the bit because, Tucker, the reason is our country is not being run by human beings. It's being run by multinational corporations that actually want to destabilize America in order to gain a global control. And that's what's happening. You look at these companies like Halliburton. You just look at all these companies that are destroying America on purpose, in my opinion, Tucker.
So you're not going to be on YouTube long, obviously. So I would just
recommend
to our audience. No, you're not. No, you're not. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Alex Stein. So if you want to catch the art he's already created, do so now. Thanks for joining us tonight, Alex Stein. Good to see you.
Thank you, Tucker. You're a hero. Hey, Tucker, one last thing.
All right, so guys, check him out. Alex Stein on YouTube, Primetime 99, man, because this is good stuff. And I want to leave you with another positive here. This is absolutely completely positive. I love Governor DeSantis. I wish he was the governor of Minnesota instead. I've got Governor Walz. Please smash that like if you would. I'd love to see the stream get above 500. Likes will help do that. And then keep chatting. Chat rate helps too. But I want you to watch this piece here from Governor DeSantis in Florida. And if you guys have noticed one thing, the left is completely becoming unhinged about school boards, right? And this goes back to the FBI, DOJ, all the memos that you saw, the fact that the National Association of School Boards was colluding with the Biden administration and so on. You know, that story that we've covered. But don't forget that story, okay? But watch Governor DeSantis here as he addresses these issues.
they did. And then you had this governor's race in Virginia where you had the losing candidate say he said parents should not be involved in what is taught in the school system. And so there is a debate in this country about what role parents have in the education of their kids. And I think in Florida, with our Parents' Bill of Rights, with the bill we're going to sign here today, other bills we're going to sign later, we believe parents not only have a role, they have a fundamental role to be involved in the education of their kids.
Amen.
And that's how it's going to be in the state of Florida. We reject those that say parents not only shouldn't be involved, there's some say parents don't even have a right to know what is being taught in this. That there's actually some places where you can make serious decisions for these kids and not inform the parents about it. And so that is not going to fly in the state of Florida. We are going to make sure that parents have a seat at the table and that we protect their rights, because nobody is more invested in the proper well-being of kids than the parents themselves.
Amen.
And the good thing is, as we've seen this debate, most teachers in Florida want the parents involved. I know there's other parts of the country there, and I'm not saying that's true 100% in Florida, but most of them really want the parents involved.
So this is something you guys need to understand. 52% of Democrats in Florida, of Democrats, agree with DeSantis on this. 52% agree with the other more controversial, don't say gay bill. Okay, the one about transgenderism and stuff. So that's 52% agree on that. How many more believe that the parents should be more actively involved? This is the winning issue of the day. It is also the issue the left is so concerned about, because they have forever had control over the schools. And right now, the American populace trusts Republicans on education more than Democrats. I believe that's the first time I've ever seen that. So, there's big winning out there taking place. So again, please do support the sponsors. MyPillow.com, promo code Lumberjack saves you up to 66%. The pet beds, pet blankets are great, but I love these travel pillows for those. Yeah, you watch this. Show you. It gets that small. Okay, seriously, it's this small. Like, I'll put it up by my shoulder. So it's so teeny. It's the perfect travel pillow. Take it camping with you and whatever, very light. So anyhow, double check here, make sure I didn't miss anything on this. I did not. And I want to thank you so much for listening again. Please do subscribe to the show if you have not. Share the content around. People are great. Thank you. MyPillow.com, promo code Lumberjack, and LumberjackLogicShow.com. You can get some of this great conservative merchandise. You can even get the Lumberjack Logic branded stuff. It's all over there, and you can at least register your email so we can always stay in touch. Okay. And follow on the other platforms. The links are below in the description. All right. Peace out. Love you.